and be comfortable. We need this win for our confidence against a good team and our momentum heading into playoffs. And tonight would be a good test if this is our first-round matchup against the Rockets, he said. Now, I asked PG about the slippage the Thunder have experienced, and he said they had to improve their defensive stamina. They would be
getting back good enough. They're getting behind us. We got to get back, everybody, and we got to build a wall. No one can get behind us, and we all got to rebound.
That was our State Farm audio assist. Long shot out there going down for the Thunder. Ferguson. That snaps for Oklahoma City, going 0 of 8. Here comes Harden with the drive and a
first 25 games, 14, as they've had in their last 55. They are 41 and 14 in the last 55 games.
The Spurs in Denver, when they were blown out, had 16 points. James was 6 behind at the start of the night. He now has 23, so he's passed LaMarcus Aldridge now on the all-time scoring list. Add 2 more to it. Johnson from driving. Bielitsa weaves and scores.
And he gets the start here tonight, and he's been a bench player for the Kings. Not really known for his driving ability, more of a shooter.
10 points, 6 rebounds. Again, the best season he has had in his career. Harden on Bielitsa. They like this matchup as well.
Yeah, so whenever
Cauley Stein with the face-up Jimmy. You'll live with that.
Yeah, you'll live with that every time. The Kings, as a team, only get .76 points per shot in the mid-range, which is below league average and far below what they get from the three-point line.
Harden again.
Right away. They're ready when they come out of the locker room.
There we have 4 threes and 1 2 so far early in this ball game. James Harden brings it up.
Interesting matchup. Eric Bledsoe has the assignment of guarding the beard.
Oh, the left up for him. Smitty, no, he's not Smitty. Smitty, no, he's not. That's a 7-footer step into a hash mark 3, Smitty.
The game has changed, 3D. The Middleton and Connaughton are rebounding, and the 7-footers running to the three-point line.
But that wasn't a three-point line. That was the hash mark.
Oh, the beard with the... Chris Middleton finally gets one to go, guys. 6 of 21 from the field.
Not a great game for Giannis. Not a great game for Middleton, but Eric Bledsoe is...
Harden, tough 3. Good. Mike Conley.
You see, the Rockets don't have Capella on the floor. They're out there for the three-point shooting, and they weren't able to have any rim protection.
Harden, another tough one. He did it. In the third, and we still have more than 4 minutes to go in the quarter. Bembry lined that one up.
And we talked in the first half about how he turned it over in the first half with it because he didn't shoot it. That's why you shoot it. If you make it, you get 3. If you miss it, you get a chance at an offensive rebound.
Harden gets by Adams, goes right at Len.
Finds a wide open Mikal Bridges.
Suns defensively really good here early, though, in this first quarter. Hands very active, knocking away the high percentage opportunities that Harden creates.
Harden on the drive bound. Up ahead to Oubre. Kelly elevates over the top of Tucker.
Can't
and
do
the
anything.
Suns back in front by 2.
Can't do anything with that, PJ Tucker. He's not going. He knows he can't elevate with Kelly Oubre, and you get him on his strong hand, it's over.
Getting an 11th start here to first and three-point field goal percentage. As again, Harden comes over the steal. Harden. Oubre comes away with it on the drive, and no theatrics necessary this time is the lefty. Just lays it in, and Oubre with 22.
How many points did it count?
That would be 2, my friend.
Okay.
Devontae Graham with the jumper, no good. Rebound from Tucker.
I had to go to a couple of passes, Casey.
No,
this is a couple.
Well, normally,
go to Stanford.
I only say when I have Haywood in here that he didn't have to go to Stanford.
Punches off the bench.
Ney with the rebound.
You mentioned Vinnie Johnson, the microwave. I was in Detroit for his jersey retirement.
Was that
the wonders as TJ McConnell gets 2 for the Sixers? We're trailing by 13. over the taller green as well. Impressive just to get that up to the rim, let alone in. Boy, it's pick and roll ad nauseum with Harden, and now they get the mismatch here with Bolden. He promptly takes and hits us. Wasn't that long ago. That was Amir Johnson missing the three. Force in middle,
And these officials, they are so on top of every little thing that happens out there on the floor.
Ten seconds left here for the half. James Harden. Oh, so nasty guy.
With more than him. Tucker with a man-sized rebound. Green for three. And another offensive board for the Rockets. Capella. Austin Rivers also checked in during the last break. On the mismatch, the blow by Harden for the are coming off a last-second win up in Toronto on Friday against Portland.
That was
big.
a great NBA game. There were incredible plays made at both ends, and the game had to end with a sensational shot, and they did, with Leonard making it on the baseline while the defender is right on top of him.
Houston trying to go up there with a 5-game winning streak.
Harden 397. Herder driving and scoring.
James Harden, no effort there on defense. Herder just drives right by him.
Off the glass and good.
De buscar. Lo hacen ahora con Farid, que ahora tiene el balón.
Interesante, ¿eh? Regresa Dario Saric, quien tempranito en el primer periodo encestó 10 puntos. Harden.
Like a Marvin Bagley, like, you know, a De'Aaron Fox, Harry Giles, in terms, you know, my point is, this is something that they are going to see almost every year in this league.
It's a learning experience for them, but it is also part of the job.
Yes.
And they have to learn how to deal with it. Every team does. Every player that has a long career has to.
I learned that from Bill Worrell.
Harden by a couple of defenders all the way. American Credit Union three-point shot and another $50 courtesy of Jingle and Joe.
They're going to go 2 for 1 right here.
To the Huntsman Cancer Institute. Harden a three. Got it. Short. And his first miss from the line tonight. Utah overall 15-19. And the Rockets 17-21. This uncontested.
Yeah, the whistles knock on their way. I get it. But you still got a game to play. And you still got plenty of time. You got 2 minutes left in this quarter, and you got a whole fourth quarter to get right back into this ball game.
Well, the Jazz know this team well too, Matt. Played them last year, got them in the playoffs, lost 4-1 in the second round. This is game 4 already here in the early part of January. And
the best in the history of our game, not just right now.
Yeah. Jokic, such feathery touch. He's 3 of 3 from the floor to begin this game. Nikola Jokic headed to his first All-Star game. The first Denver All-Star since Carmelo Anthony back in the 2010-2011 season. Here is the Wizard again. Harden calling for the screen from Ennis. Gets the switch on Jokic, takes and hits.
Was an assistant, and a relationship formed, a close one, and the basketball philosophy is very similar as well. The analytics that D'Antoni really started keying in on in Phoenix carried over into New York and now Houston, and Kenny Atkinson believes in that, and when he became a head coach has subscribed to it. Harden out of it. Step back three off the mark. 81-80 Houston. Harden takes it.
Doc Rivers and that foursome should be very, very proud of all they accomplished together.
Austin Rivers, Doc's son, going to the bench. Great Euro step by Harden for the bucket.
Been inside.
House in the lane. A little shot is short. Got it back. 10-point lead. Rockets. Harden way out. Good setup. Extra pass. Juancho. Got it. Juancho Hernan Gomez with his first points of the night. It's a three, and the Nuggets back to within 7.
Beasley's guarding Harden. Now they switch. Plumlee trying to grab it.
And he's doing a nice job spinning it around. McCollum, another basket. 23 from McCollum. Harden over Aminu. So that's twice in a row now. They're in a much better position now than they were last night when they were trailing. 9-point game. Rockets got to go in a hurry. Aminu switched up on Harden. Got tremendous defensive length. Harden.
3-4 minutes. Good cut by Tim Frazier. Won't get the roll.
Good cut.
So the Rockets shoot. They've got a foul to give. And Harden, he takes it to the floor. Maybe Clark will be replaced. Tim Frazier has had some good run tonight, as he has come off the bench. He had been in the starting lineup. Now Harden, arrested Harden. Inside of 10 of the shot clock. The clear out up against AD and over AD.
Release themselves, come out the next day looking for a win.
Will there be sensitivity? Some players might be hurt, which I could see happening.
Yeah, and even coach said, you know, we were transparent. We put everything on the table, and when you do that, there are some hurt feelings. But when guys put everything before, like Harden going to the
scoring. If the ball finds Austin Rivers on the second side, he gives him a guy who can make plays off the dribble.
Yeah, their bench is at the bottom of the NBA in points. Harden, what a drive.
The cup. That's absurd. Have you ever seen anything like that in an NBA game?
We were watching it when it happened, and in fact, he didn't even make it look hard.
Right, it was the injury to Granger that allowed him to assert himself, because really it was Danny's team at that point.
But he improved so quickly and then just kept improving.
Dropping down to LaMarcus Aldridge. Danielle House had nothing. There was nothing he could do about it. These two teams are fairly small. That was almost a back.
Almost over back.
The question is, who's going to pick up the scoring tonight for the Rockets to give James Harden some help? All-star, very athletic, very talented.
Bill, you mentioned the Spurs have the best three-point percentage of any team in the NBA, which means to me that they should shoot the three more. But guys like DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge, they take a lot of mid-range shots.
Yeah, they don't really shoot a lot of threes. They're both shooting about 16% from three-point land.
Even though their coach hates the three-point shot, they are #1 in the league in that category.
Rebound Capella.
And even that, those misses, really good job with defensive transition by Miami, forcing gets that.
Oh, he's the center. Get used to that.
Yeah,
that's your guy.
It's hard to get used to that Gobert, man. He is long.
He blocks everything. But Ricky Green was like 6'1". John Wall is 6'4".
That's right.
That's too easy there.
Well, you can't lose Ariza like that.
Inbounds.
No.
Just keep him in front of you.
Ariza with 4 points. Bryant has 7 and Beal with 8. Harden. John Wall to the basket. And saved by P.J. Tucker. Here comes Harden. Bryant's going to try to stay with him outside. Harden getting a double team. Beal comes over to help. Somebody's open. Harden. There's a miss by Wall. Chris Paul in the open court. That puts the fear in a lot of people's hearts. And he's in an open court with the basketball. Same for this guy. Steph with 26 points to lead the way. John Wall only 4 for 10. Wall's got 12 assists, though, with 16 points. 7-0 run by Washington. Knocked out of bounds by Ariza. Shot Shot clock at 4 seconds. Down to
as the league has gone towards the three-point shot, Kyle Korver's been more valuable.
This has been an 11-2 run now by the Utah Jazz. They have clamped down on the defense.
Now the Jazz defense changes when Gobert is on the bench.
Get a double team as Korver came over, and Harden just went right around.
Michael Green is checked back in. Conley short from the top of the foul circle. Harden the pullback and a deep one at that. Outlet to Temple for the mini slam, and this is as close as the Grizzlies have been in a long while after trailing by as many as 21. And the crowd is back in it. A 10-3 run for the Grizzlies. Harden into the lane. Himself.
One extra pass to Aminu in the corner for three.
Aminu's getting real comfortable in that corner for the three.
Yeah, the Chief can definitely drain him from that corner.
Farouk Aminu. Aminu's been with Dallas to start his career in his house, getting it back. 8 seconds on the shot clock as Harden takes a look. He's got Nurkic.
A switch and a ball fadeaway against Luka. It's short, but Capella with an offensive rebound.
You want to give up second shots to a struggling team.
For three, Harden. And good. Capella's going to help. He steps through, missed the layup, tipped home, DeAndre.
Yeah, DeAndre's activity has been good early. He really understands what's going on. A lot of Capella trying to challenge shots, leaving that offensive glass open.
Harden hits another. Brunson in the paint against Tucker. Turnaround shot. Yes, sir. Wow.
Doesn't play like a rookie. Plays like he's been in the league for a while.
He just backed down a pretty strong physical dude to get to his spot. PJ Tucker.
10 points tonight for Brunson in his second NBA start. The late clock situation. Jordan's out on Harden in a switch. Harden all the way to the basket. Luka the inbounds pass to Barnes. Driving, scoring.
That was great. That little acceleration and lunge forward after picking up his dribble. He covered a lot of ground.
When he wants a basket, he normally puts his head down and goes in there.
Every man starter in double digits now. Harrison was the last one to get over the hump. He's at 11 points. Luka 10, Brunson 10, Jordan 12, Matthews 16. At the end of the shot clock, three-pointer over Powell for Harden. It's short, but Gerald Green has it.
You hate that they got that rebound. That was good defense by Powell.
He'll just have to try to do it again. Harden got around him. Luka has to be switched on to Harden here. We hit the 5-minute mark left in the game. Harden rocking it back and forth. Quick drive. Harden gives
it on the wing. That's rebound number 4 for James Harden. Rockets trying to get the 2 for 1.
And shooting it from deep as Parker puts it up and misses to Capella. The league is kind of copycatting a little bit, right?
Yeah, you know what? I mean, they're not the same team they were last year. They have some of the same parts, but they're not the same team. I mean, you lose a Trevor Reeves or Bob Mute, and you bring in a Carmelo Anthony, and now he's not even on your roster. So, that's a huge.
You defend, you compete, you battle, you give yourself a chance to win, and that's what it says all throughout those standards.
Derek White, who missed early in the season with the injury, their first-round pick from last year, late first-round pick, as the Spurs always seem to have, obviously.
Harden finishes. Just outside to Harris. He dumps it down low to Matthews. Working on the block. Shoots the turnaround. That was pretty.
Everything Dallas is doing tonight is pretty. Wesley has gotten better at that particular possession right there. Just backing guys down.
Harden.
Miss for Langston Galloway. Harden with a drive and a deuce.
This is the Rockets backup big man, who is a 7-footer. Andre has 5.
He went through Hartenstein, went into his chest and scored through him. That was strength that time by Andre.
Harden topside off the dribble.
Wow.
Pistons by 1. Harden in the lane. 30 seconds to play. Harden turns, fires, fills it, falling down.
Jeez. Well, we talked about turnovers last night, and a couple of careless ones here.
Yeah, you got to make sure before you let that ball go, on top of the fact that for Willie, you're going to want to throw it up. Allow him to use his height.
Man, look at Buddy Hield. Those are 2 tremendous tip-ins on the last couple of possessions. An 11-point game, Doug.
Yes, those are the type of plays. Those are effort plays. Keep you in the ball game.
That time turned it over for Sacramento. That's De'Aaron's second turnover in this game. 90-74. Yeah, you talk about Harden. His turnovers are just under 5 a game at 4.9.
Livingston able to hit on the straightaway. Harden is on it. 2-point lead for the Warriors.
For Harden to push the pace and take it in his hands to try to get the fouls, but also facilitate and make sure he makes the play.
Harden working on Looney and gets a slow start. The suspension called. A number of injuries have hurt Mike D'Antoni's team. So they opened up at 1-5. They are just 1-4 here at home. Oh, beautiful move by Harden. And to this point, things have not worked. But that is a 3 by Evans, the first 3 of the game for the Warriors after they misfired on their first 6. Harden able to cut a 3 attempted. It's way off. Kept alive by Paul. Shot clock to 5. Harden got the step on Looney. Takes all the way. Rockets with a 47-41 lead on the Golden State Warriors. 41 points represents the lowest half of the season for the defending champs. They started out hitting 4 of 5 from the field, led by 7 early, and they're trailing here by 6. Only one Warrior in double figures. Kevin Durant with 13 points. Warriors shot 4.
Because you don't want to fracture the chemistry of the team.
Now, when you look around the NBA, these are 2 of the most well-respected, most thoughtful people, organizational people. Harden takes to the rim.
Those 2 guys are out. Chris Dunn is out. Denzel Valentine is out. So those are the 4 guys that the Bulls would be playing in their top 8 in terms of their rotation. But all those guys out with various injuries. Harden attacking Parker, and there's his first 2 of the game.
There's Fred Hoiberg, coach of the Bulls. Freddie and I grew up in Iowa. He's a little bit younger than I am, but he's a real nice player in the NBA until heart troubles ended his career.
The mayor. Jim Boylan, ex-Rockets assistant, is here, as is Sean Rest.
Quick pass corner. Jake Crowder, also fresh off the bench. He's been terrific in the first 3 games. Harden front court.
Good defense. O'Neal shading that left hand again.
Carmelo sets a screen, peels off of it. Rudy stays with him.
Trying to get the switch. They know Gobert now is on Harden.
Shot clock at 7. Runs it.
And that's where the foul was.
47 of those misses last year for Gallinari were related to a left loop bomb. Again, Harden.
Too. I'm a big Boban fan, just like you are.
Gallinari gets the roll. I always thought with Boban, even when he was in San Antonio, guy could play.
Yeah.
He's skilled. He's not just a
giant.
A giant.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of a nice way to say it. I think you appreciate that.
No, he's definitely skilled. And the more he can stay on the floor with his conditioning, The more minutes he plays, the better he's going to be.
And that's back when he got a lot more playing time. And as we said, he'll get more playing time than he did in the past couple of years with Golden State. Now that he's with the Lakers.
Just think about it. The guy was at home without a job.
Harden blows past James and throws it. Drives into the lane, left-handed off the glass. He missed it. And Anthony the rebound. Harden against Rondo. Chris Paul right now on the bench for the Rockets. Now McGee picks up Harden. Steps back, open three. Got it.
Anthony Davis. Nothing ill-fitting about that, Jeff.
No.
That's a perfect fit for New Orleans, and Davis with 8 quick points.
There's no matchup for him. There's single coverage and get scored on, or double team.
Harden with the step back three. He hits it up. Ennis couldn't cash. Back out to Harden. Harden just 4 points so far in the ball game. Matched up against Mirotic. 3 on the clock. Got to go with it. Got all the way to the bucket.
I want to live in those seats. You know, everyone should be a billionaire. Seriously.
I'm all for it. I'm all for living the American dream like that. Harden inside.